Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speak Out, the OutWrite podcast. I'm your host, JQ, and today we will be discussing drag. I'm joined, as always, by...
I'm Emma. I use they, she, he pronouns.
And not as always.
I'm Raider. I use he, him.
Now, I don't know how we want to start off this episode. I mean, Dragula. We can just talk about how much we like Dragula.
I haven't even seen that many episodes of it. I haven't seen a lot of drag.
That's
we
the main
watched
one.
at the social. Yeah, exactly.
That was the one I liked it. It was
exactly.
fun.
It was so fun.
I couldn't hear anything that was happening.
Oh, that's so real. It was also kind of dark because Billsy's projector is kind of shit. But it was fun. And I do like that they actually include drag kings.
Yeah.
True.
And I like that there's a little bit like, obviously we live in LA right now, so seeing drag is pretty easy. Shout out to Rainer going to see Trixie Mattel literally right after we record this.
If I get a seat.
Hopefully. Yeah, I kind of was like, you have to be here for the podcast. And now what if he doesn't get to see Trixie Mattel, and I'll feel so bad.
No, it's okay. My cousin's in line, so I'll just be evil and cut with her, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Emily. Yeah.
But I like that, it's easier to see drag online now, too, instead of just in person. Because, I don't live in LA all the time, and that makes it hard. Why is San Jose such, why does nothing happen there that I can find? I'm sure people are doing cool stuff, but, I have no idea where.
It kind of makes sense to me that San Jose wouldn't have a thriving drag community.
Is San Jose like that?
I don't know.
Are they not chill like that?
I don't know.
No, they're chill like that. It's just it's so spread out that I feel like it's harder than a city where everyone's kind of on top of each other.
Is it suburbia coded?
Yeah, it's extremely suburbia coded.
Same with Tucson, so yeah.
And San Francisco is right nearby, so I feel like that's kind of the drag magnet.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're in San Jose and doing drag, you're like, I might as well be in San Francisco.
Make a name for myself in San Jose.
Yeah. I like the Bay Area a lot, but not known for its queer culture or its culture.
I went to that one gay street in the Bay Area the one time that I went to the Bay Area.
I feel like San Francisco is definitely a gay hub.
Yeah, no, it's the traditional home of American queerness.
Based.
The Castro.
Yeah. I feel like you're right though, it's definitely a lot easier to access drag now. And it was funny because on the most recent season of Drag Race, which I guess we can discuss Drag Race as a whole, but there was a lot of discourse, I guess,
not the discourse
between the different queens, where some of them were bashing on the TikTok queens who haven't actually performed at clubs and stuff like that because COVID and they got into drag during COVID and stuff, so most of their drag is online social media and stuff. I don't know why I did quotes, it is drag. But yeah, that was just interesting to see where it's what counts as drag and what are people feeling about the new ways that drag is taking on that's not a physical space.
Right. That is kind of interesting, actually, because then it brings in the idea of how much of drag is the performance part and how much of it is the art form part of putting effort into the makeup and the outfits and the stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I feel there's also an aspect of it that's it's drag if it's not performed in community almost. I feel that's why there's so much hubbubbing over Drag Race, because in some ways I think people see it as making drag something that's not an intra-community thing, but more mainstream or for the straight gays, which I don't think is...
Straight gays?
I've
never heard that one before.
Oh, really?
I have, but
I'm too online, maybe.
Oh.
No, I've heard it before, but maybe I'm too online too.
Yeah, this is the online part of the cast.
No, that's a good point though, and I don't know. I noticed you both had bullet points about the mainstreamification of drag, and all of that stuff. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
I feel I saw something about that, mostly in reference to drag, and it was probably mostly talking about how I can't say that I have any particular opinions about it because I don't follow drag that closely, and I don't know all that much about, like, the historical the history of it, basically. But it was probably in reference to Drag Race, and I guess the sort of what does visibility mean is that. I'm losing my train of thought, so I'm just gonna stop.
I received the vibes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, no, in my class that I took last quarter, I took a class about, like, the queer 90s and, like, the queer culture that, in America at least, that a lot of it stems from, like, that decade. And I didn't know this, but I feel like I probably could have guessed it, maybe. But a lot of Drag Race, like, kind of came out of, like, Paris is Burning. Like, that was, like, the thing that preceded it.
That was the
documentary from, like...
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, the 80s, like, ballroom scene, and, like, that kind of stuff. And, like, those are, like, the roots of drag. But I didn't know that, like, Drag Race
the roots of drag or the roots of Drag Race?
Drag and Drag Race.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if it was, like, that's where the show came from, or that's, like, where drag as a broader culture originated from.
So, like, drag, I feel like, as an original culture, probably does have a lot of roots from, like, the 80s, like, New York, like, ballroom scene and, like, that kind of stuff. But Drag Race as a show was capitalizing off the, like, popularity of Paris is Burning as a documentary. And, like, early seasons would make, like, constant, like, explicit, like, references to Paris is Burning as, like, a media, which I thought was, like, really interesting. And because, like, there's a lot of discussion around Paris is Burning about, like, the ethics of the documentary, because it was made by, like, a white middle class lesbian, and it was about, like, lower class, like, black and brown trans, like, women and, like, gay men and, like, that kind of stuff. So, and then they never really saw, like, the money that came out of that, even though it was, like, a wildly successful film. So it's, like, interesting to me, because it's, like, that question of, like, you want to be known and you want to be recognized for your art and stuff, but then you're also kind of being, like, commodified in a way. So I feel like that's kind of interesting that that's what Drag Race came out of in the context of the whole conversation about, like, is drag, like, too mainstream or something like that.
Facts.
That was, like, a lot.
I just want to know if you have more things to say if I can jump in.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
This is actually, I was reading a really interesting article, and a big part of it was, like, visibility is sort of, nowadays it's, like, the thing, like, representational politics, almost, where, like, you want to be visible and directly represented in media, but doing that also comes with a lot of, like you said, like, you're commodified, you're subjected to, like, filmmakers or directors who may not understand the part of the community, like white lesbian or ballroom culture. And so, although visibility is trumpeted as this, like, really positive, important end goal, it's, like, highlighted as, like, what your community wants, but it doesn't really translate into actual, like, power to accomplish goals that would benefit that community.
That's real.
There's a really good one-liner about, like, if direct representation, direct visibility was the marker of real-world power, then semi-naked young white women would be, like, the most powerful group in American society.
Wow, real.
I think I did see something about that. I think that, oh, fuck. Actually, never mind. I don't remember it enough, so I don't want to, like, totally butcher it. But it was, like, it was about representation in relation to trans people in particular, and it's, like, is representation, like, representation or, like, visibility is, like, you know, the pros and cons of it, I guess, because, like, you get people who are, like, gonna be transphobic and who are not gonna get, like, the experience and are gonna, like, demonize and are gonna, like, knowing about a group will make them, like, hateful towards it, if that makes any sense. Like, if they didn't know about it, then maybe they just would have left them the fuck alone or something.
Yeah,
and obviously there's more nuance to that than I'm providing, but, you know, that's part of it.
I think a big part of that is also, like, social media. This is what Gets on My Contacts Collapse soapbox is about, because
wait, your what soapbox?
My context collapse soapbox. There's a phenomenon that's really common on social media, especially algorithm-powered social media, where you'll be like in your happy bubble, and then someone from like a different bubble, like let's say the right-wing neo-Nazi bubble, comes in and is like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, get out!" Slurs.
Yeah, that does happen on social media.
No, yeah, I see every once in a while something will come across my page that's like, so my TikToks got to the wrong side. Like my videos got to the wrong side of TikTok and now I'm getting bombarded with hate. And then they're like, so interact with this so the algorithm puts me back on gay people's pages or like people who are within
not
the context
wildly
bubble.
hateful.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's originally about like, social media kind of became a place where you like do work networking, but you also do like friend making, and so that those two separate contexts are kind of collapsed into one. But I think it's really useful to think about it as like, if I'm in real life, I can curate like the space that I'm in. Like I can join OutWrite, where if you're queerphobic, we say mean things to you and don't accept you into our community. But if I'm on social media, then because it's so big and so frequently anonymous, like I can't block every Nazi. I would love to be able to, but it is literally impossible. And so there's like the opportunity for that kind of community almost destruction or fragmentation. And I feel like with a lot of like cultural, I'm sure there's a word for what I want to say, but like cultural practices like drag is, I feel like that might be too othering of a way to put it. But there's the opportunity for that intra-community, like community forming practice to be almost shoved in front of people who don't want it and subjected to visibility that it shouldn't necessarily have, because it was intended as like an intra-community performance by and for like gay men or queer people.
Yeah. True.
Gets down off my soapbox.
Good soapbox.
Thank
Love
you.
the soapbox. I think it made sense. That was what I was trying to say when I saw that article, post, something like that. I don't know. I knew there was going to be a note about wrestling in here. I was going to put something down like,
that's because wrestling is
drag.
Jake, talk about wrestling. Sometimes wrestlers even do drag.
Slay.
Yeah.
As they should.
It looks like they would.
Yeah. And, okay, it's kind of problematic sometimes because there are, like occasionally, especially in Japan, like, there's, like, this one famous non-binary trans-masculine wrestler, and they still usually wrestle in, like, women's promotions in Japan, which isn't great, but it also is fun to be like, new first. Trans people.
For trans people, true.
Yeah. But yeah, I can do I don't want to do another speech right after I just did.
Okay. We can talk about something else, I guess.
And then I go on another speech. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, gender theory, woo.
Yeah, gender theory. I love talking about gender theory and performance theory and queer theory. Those are like the three theories that I know. I don't even know if I know gender theory because that seems like a lot.
The triumvirate.
The what?
The triumvirate.
Oh, exciting. New word.
What?
New word for me. I don't have a lot of words.
Man, one of my friends was roasting me the other day because I didn't know who was in the first triumvirate.
I couldn't name that either. I mean, I know it's like vaguely like emperor.
Now I'm getting real fucking confused because what is
the Roman emperors, right? Am I crazy?
Kind of. It's
like the people in relation to them, like the first.
Yeah, there's like a group of three important guys.
Oh, like three guys rule the.
One of them's probably named Augustus. One of them's probably like Octavius or some shit.
You're just coming up with stereotypical Roman names.
Jesus, I don't
know. Jesus is crazy.
Anyways.
Back to performance theory, I guess.
Yeah, true. I think that drag queens are such a fun example of performative theory because they're like literally performing like gender, and that is like to some extent like they are performing like femininity as someone who's, right, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, they're traditionally, drag queens identify as male outside of drag, but then, obviously that's not, like, the case for everybody, but there are people who identify as male outside of drag, but then, like, do drag.
That's true.
As,
People
okay,
who identify as men do
yeah,
drag.
Great, all right.
Now
Awesome.
correct me if I'm wrong.
And then just says something like normal. Yeah. But, like, I don't know, it's like, that's just, like, what queer theory is saying, is, like, having fluidity in labels of sexuality and gender, and it's like, yeah, because, like, outside of drag, you say that they're a guy, and you use he, him, but then they're inside of drag, or in drag, not inside,
inside the drag.
Inside of drag, yeah, no, exactly, and then you use she, her, and they're, like, performing this, like, hyper feminine, like, in, like, just such a fun way, and I think it's so great.
Yeah.
I wish I had something more to say about what impact that has, or, like, how it's, like, important, but I just like it, and that's all I've got to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, like, obviously the performance aspect of drag and the way you can, like, play with gender is really cool. I do think, like, specifically theories of, like, gender performativity, I mean, if we're going off, like, Judith Butler, are slightly different from drag, but adjacent. Because, like, they have, like, an article where they talk about how, like, drag isn't necessarily an example of gender performativity, because the way that, this is gonna get too theoretical. That's okay. But anyways, it's adjacent, but, like, yeah, basically, like, they say that, like, gender performativity is about, like, doing small actions or that align with the norms of your gender every day, repeatedly throughout the day, and doing those again and again so you fit into the mold. But because it's, like, a daily practice, even though, like, you're used to it, there's still room to, like, fail out of it, and those, like, little cracks in between of like, failing to meet your gender's stereotypical, like, roles and stuff is how you can know that gender is, like, a construct, essentially. And that, like, drag itself is just, like, one, like, big action, so it's, like, it's not the same as, like, people being forced into, like gendered categories and, like, roles, and then having to perform those, like, every day in their life. But it's, like, adjacent.
That's cool. I like that better.
But I do like drag, camp, performance, gay things. But yeah. I also don't know if there's, like, further scholarship that came later that maybe is, like, discussing that,
I also
too.
don't know that.
I mean...
There we go. There's our theory soapbox.
I have read some good excerpts from David Halperin's 2012 book, How to Be Gay. Which,
Slur?
Yeah, it's called How to Be Gay.
You fucking read that.
Which does discuss drag and, in general, like, gay men's use of femininity as a way of not necessarily exposing gender as a construct, but conducting methods of expression that are impossible to do within the, like, the repeated action of gender. So there's things like gay men might really latch on to, like, specific female characters who portray sort of, like, a heightened femininity, but also aspects of femininity that are sort of incompatible with normative masculinity. And so that's, like, a way of, God, so many other people are so much better at saying stuff than I am.
No, I follow what you're saying, and it's interesting.
Those sort of facets of femininity aren't able to be expressed within the bounds of normative masculinity, and so they appropriating, and I use that in, like, a neutral way, like, appropriating femininity allows a masculine expression that something like directly representing a gay couple or gay men in fiction wouldn't be able to express, because those gay men would still be restricted, bound by normative gender, by, like, the repetitive action of gender, in a way that female characters are not bound by male gender norms. They're bound by female gender norms.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting, because I saw this post that it was comparing, like, lesbian, like, icons versus, like, gay icons, and
I saw that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what
I don't
you're
think I
talking
watched it all the
No,
way
you
through,
need to explain.
but...
I don't know what you're talking about.
A bunch of the gay icons were, like, woman pop stars.
Yeah.
And then,
There's, like, that good quote about, like, the best drag queens are, like, Mae West and Marilyn Monroe.
yeah. And then, like, the lesbian ones had, like, more broader, like, diversity and, like, people of different genders and different sexualities and, like, stuff like that. Or, like, more, like, just, like, straight up, like, actual lesbians or sapphic women. And, yeah, that's just, like, interesting. It's also interesting considering how there's so much more visibility for, like, drag queens than there is for, like, drag kings. I don't know if you guys have thoughts about that.
I mean, I feel like my snap thoughts about it would be too problematic to air.
What do you mean? You
already
can cut
have
it out
a
if it's too
cancelable
sus.
take down here, right?
Yeah,
I want to know
Megan,
now,
you shot
though.
it. You got a hot take down here already.
Yeah, but that's
so.
a hot take that, like, I strongly believe and not something that I'm like, saying off the cuff.
You can just cut it out if it's
No,
too
just
sus.
say it.
I want to know.
I just, like...
We need at least one cancelable moment
No
per
offense,
episode, so.
of course men doing a thing is more popular than women doing a thing.
Why would that get you canceled? You're literally just correct. You're just correct.
Podcast.
You're right for
But
that.
I don't want to, like... Drag is strongly associated with gay male culture. I don't want to get called homophobic on the Let's Not Be Homophobic
You're literally
podcast.
gay on the gay podcast.
That doesn't mean I can't hold internalized homophobic
Well,
ideas.
that's literally
I don't
just
think that's
true.
what that's about, though.
Well,
Oh my
as
God,
a
this
man,
is so
I say
funny.
it's true. So, there you go.
There you go. It cancels out.
Yeah, and like,
Now they have to call Rainer homophobic too.
yeah, they have to call me homophobic too. And I am a gay man.
Yeah, it can't happen.
Yeah, not that it can't happen. You can still be homophobic and a gay man. But, no, because like, well, okay, number one, that's a whole other can of worms of RuPaul transphobic, but the first, like, even the people who do, like, drag that aren't, like, gay men, it's still harder for them, like, too, obviously, because, like, the first trans woman to win Drag Race was literally, like, last year, out of, like, how many years they've been doing Drag Race.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
also don't know how many trans women they've had as competitors.
Yeah, because they don't let them on because he's transphobic.
Yeah, and
Not that it's funny, but like, it's just like, damn.
It's funny!
I just did. What can you do but laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that part. Does it go... I ask this not knowing if either of you will know, but like, does it then go even further into cis gay men as well?
There's only
that
been
usually?
one trans man on Drag Race. I mean, obviously, I'm sure in like IRL, there's more like trans men who do drag.
Facts.
Then just one.
But
Just the one.
on Drag, no, it's just Gottmik, only him. But yeah, that's the only like trans man who's been on Drag Race in the history of the show.
Damn.
And that was.
I mean,
like,
basically
2 or 3
what I
Not
was
a lot.
expecting, but still not great. You
I know,
Yeah,
sick and
yeah.
twisted.
I think.
I wish RuPaul was actually as cool as everybody thought he was for a while.
Yeah,
That would be
that would be
awesome.
slay.
Say something?
Instead,
Yeah.
his husband does fracking.
Yeah.
Ew!
Every time I remember that, I lose 5 years of my life.
Gay people wrongs, what the fuck?
Gay wrongs, but not the fun kind.
No, not the fun kind. Fuck.
What were you going to say?
I saw one of my friends showed me a clip from Drag Race, and it was so funny because when RuPaul laughed, like, he, like, didn't move his face at all. It was, like, just, like...
The Botox.
I said that, I was like, what? I didn't even realize that he was making noise because he's like...
That's crazy.
I didn't realize it was him. I thought they were just putting the camera on him because he went like, ah! And I was like, you're not smiling? But then one of my friends was like, the Botox, and I was like, ah!
And then you were like,
Yeah, and then I
oh.
was like, ah, but I made a face, so I make a lot of faces. Anyways, that's the only take that I have
Yeah, I mean,
in the whole, in the whole world.
I can proceed to talk about drag and the last remaining bastion of theater in the round, professional wrestling.
Whoa.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, wait.
You're saying wrestling is the last remaining bastion of
Theater
theater?
in the round.
Perfect.
No, theater in the round.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Oh, you know, like, like in ancient Greek auditoriums, they have sort of...
I'm already going to tell you no, but so, yes, continue.
Okay, there's like the
Colosseum.
normal part that you think of as the stage, and then there's like a big bit that juts forward called the proscenium.
Okay.
Like
and
the Taylor Swift stage.
And that's so, like, you can have people basically all around the stage, and they can all see what's going on in the middle, and that's why it's in the round, because there's, like, a round.
Do people stand on this part, or do they stand on the round part?
I don't know what part you're pointing to. Okay, the bit that juts out and is elevated is called the proscenium, and that's where people stand.
Okay, that's where people stand. Gotcha.
Actually, I'm more confused now.
Where's the round?
It's okay.
No, it's called in the round. It's in, like, a big round, like, amphitheater.
Yeah.
Right.
So
people are all the way
around the amphitheater.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's the round
So what
part.
does it mean when you say theater in the round?
I mean that you're doing theater
in the round.
In the round.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about
wait. So say the phrase again. The last remaining
bastion of theater in the round.
Okay, and that's because
wrestling.
there's people all around.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about basketball?
Basketball is drag. Emma's hot take.
Now I know what to put in the Instagram post for this episode.
Oh,
basketball
is drag.
Emma.
Oh my god.
Damn, I have points, I swear to God.
Wrestling!
I just got so distracted by trying to explain ancient Greek amphitheaters.
Yeah!
Yeah. Wrestling is, for men who want to perform masculinity the same way that drag is men who perform femininity.
Oh my god, true. That's so fun.
Tea.
I want to perform masculinity in the way that wrestlers do.
First of all, you can. Second of all...
Fuck yeah.
I feel like this is less true now than it was more than several years ago. I'll be nice. In the 2000s. No, there's
that's 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's just like...
a handful of years ago.
No, let me think about this, because I feel like my... Oh my god, I hate explaining wrestling. So there's this guy called Daniel Bryan, and basically his whole storyline was people being like, beta male.
A wrestler?
Yeah.
Wait, like people were actually saying that to him, or that's the backstory he made up for himself?
Like as an insult, or
sort
what?
of both.
Okay. He absorbed it into his lore.
No, was it supposed to be an insult when people were saying it at him?
It's not like they were actually going, yeah, you're a beta male.
Okay.
They did not use those words.
Okay, true.
But it was a lot of like, wow, you're very short. And you don't you're like not traditionally masculine enough for this space.
Oh, okay.
That was
bad.
Rip. That was like a very prominent theme in his story. And I feel like that as a story only works because wrestling is so male drag for men.
True.
Like the guy he was fighting, who's called Triple H, who fucking sucks, by the way. I'm a hater.
Yeah.
We hate Triple H.
Both in real life and in the game. And in the
killing you in a video
and in the fiction of wrestling. I don't like his
character and his reality.
Yeah. His persona.
But basically the theming was that this guy Triple H is like very he's like I don't think he's actually roided out, but if you imagine someone who's roided out, like that'll give you a good idea of what he looks like. It was him being like, hello, sir, you're not masculine enough to win this WWE title belt. Like, that was the storyline, basically.
Okay.
And I feel like that only works if, A, you're invested in this extremely silly fake sport. For one thing. Where I can be like, yeah, call this guy Triple H, and you just have to accept it.
Yeah.
That's not a real name.
What do the H's stand for?
They stand for Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Ain't no fucking way.
That's crazy.
For real.
It's a shit-ass name.
Yeah, it's
Anyone
terrible.
else who's named that, you're fine.
But we hate Triple H.
Fuck Triple H,
I can just tell you guys to have opinions about wrestling, and you have no way of contradicting me.
Yeah, we'll just have them now.
And I immediately agree.
Yeah, thank you.
This is great. It's just like an echo chamber.
Yeah. I'm going to take a slightly more cheerful left turn now, because I think that people are getting better about it than historically in the past. Like, I feel like people are being more self-aware about the ways in which wrestling reinforces and sort of idolizes these extremely, like, macho, hyper-masculine norms, especially in terms of character. which is good, first of all, because it means more diversity in, like, performers, which means frequently better storylines. Not right now, though. Absolutely terrible moment for wrestling right now. Sorry. And it also means that people can do more interesting, like, character things with it. Like, I'm just gonna bring up Effie again, because he's probably the most famous publicly gay wrestler right now. But
There's publicly gay wrestlers?
Oh, it's like a bunch.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I didn't know this because of that one team.
One team?
Wait, is that, are they not?
Wrestlers. They all wrestle each other all at once.
Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind. I don't know. I don't know anything. I thought there were, like, two guys that just, like, were...
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I thought...
Not like an actual team. Yeah. Like a two dudes.
Yeah. Actually, they're only gay in the fiction. Okay, Kenny Omega's probably bisexual in real life. But
Good for him.
I don't want to be, like, definitely for real. It's because it's, like, based on a thing he said in one interview several years ago.
Okay. So they're just vibing, but their characters
they're gay in the fiction, though. Yeah. Okay. They're for real gay in the fiction.
For real gay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Canonical.
In real life, who knows? Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, they can live their lives.
Be free, I guess.
Yeah. Be free. Curse of be free.
Curse of be free.
Curse of be free?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the gay wrestling man?
Oh, yeah.
What is his name?
Effie.
Effie, okay.
The stylized all caps. It's like EFFY.
Facts.
Like the Hunger Games?
I
Effie
guess.
from the Hunger Games is IE, I think.
I don't really know.
Yeah, she is.
And he definitely has... combines in his sort of costume general appearance, like, both the norms of wrestling, where it's, like, this very self-consciously macho thing, but then, like anything, if you do it too much, then it becomes gay.
Yeah,
so he's very clearly doing it, but, like, in a gay way.
I love
nice.
Gay people love doing it
As
too
he
much.
fucking should.
Other wrestlers that I think have gay energy, even though I don't think they're gay, Tom Lawler. His bit is every time he comes into the ring, he's wearing a pair of jean shorts, and then he takes off those jean shorts to reveal a pair of tinier jean shorts.
Wait, slay!
I looked
so
up
good. Yeah.
I looked up Tom Lawler, and the first thing that showed up was Tom Lawler dentist, because I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, that's him. Those are his jorts.
There you go. I do
his
like
jorts.
That. His
I'll
jorts.
put a picture of him so you can see his
Beautiful.
jorts. But if you're listening to this, just imagine a buff white guy wearing jorts.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also
Hard to
got
go
sunglasses and a little jacket.
Yeah.
Jest,
only sometimes.
if you will.
Jest?
Jest. It's kind of a vest, is it not?
Jest is crazy.
It's kind of a jest. Oh, more jean shorts?
Yeah.
No. Oh, wait, yes. They're just really tight jean shorts.
I mean, unfortunately, wrestling
Jandex.
tends not to be very progressive, so when it does more overt gender transgression things, then it tends to be, blatantly transphobic.
Rip.
Yeah.
Less fun.
Less fun.
Considerably less fun.
But it's okay, I have hope. Things are getting better all the time. Also, women's wrestling is so good, and...
I see the clips on TikTok.
Yeah!
True.
Also... Are they Japanese or American that you see on TikTok?
Mostly Japanese, but I also see that one woman.
Is it Rhea Ripley?
Yes.
Yes, it's always Rhea Ripley.
It's always her.
The lesbians love Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
she's got herself a boy toy now. It's kind of slay.
Oh my god,
slay.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see her, and then I see the Japanese ones.
Okay.
And the fun outfits that do the spinny jumps.
Okay. Number one tag team that I'm sad isn't a thing anymore. Okay, should we talk about real stuff in the time we have left, or should I just keep talking about...
I mean...
getting further and further away from actual drag?
Once again, I feel like we've established wrestling is drag.
There we go. So we're basically talking about
so we're
drag.
basically talking about drag.
You should finish whatever you want to say.
Okay, the tag team that I'm saddest about that no longer exists, and it's related because they were extremely gay, in my heart, not in kayfabe. Kayfabe is the fiction of wrestling.
Kayfabe,
Kayfabe, Kayfabe. That's like the fiction of wrestling as opposed to like in kayfabe you like for real punch someone, but not in kayfabe you like fake punch someone. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay.
So that's kayfabe. In kayfabe they're not gay. In my heart they are gay.
Okay.
And it was a team of Saki Akai and Mei Saruga, and the conceit of this team was that Mei Saruga was like a classic like French maid outfit, and Saki Akai was like Kiss My Ring, and it was so gay.
That's so fruity.
It was so gay, and their theme music was from fucking Rosa Versailles, which is also so gay. Yes. Oh my god. Sorry. I got too intense, I know.
No, be free. They should...
Curse of be free.
Yeah.
They should be gay. They are gay.
Cursed with free will.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, it also is kind of gender performativity related. Because, like, there's being like, oh, the Senora. There's something there. Woman.
The what?
Like what?
The Senora?
Like being like a lady, like
yeah.
Okay. I was like, am I interpreting this correctly? Okay, yes, I agree.
There's gender going on there.
Yeah, also maid outfit.
Maid outfit. It was really good. Saki Akai would like be pushed in on a throne by Mei Saruga, and then Mei Saruga would be like offer her like a bouquet of roses on like a little like silver platter. It was so fucking good.
Slay. Handmaiden coated of them.
For real though, not even coded. Literally the text.
Okay, handmaiden of them. Slay.
Okay.
Slay.
What does page person at the Hammer mean?
Page person is a drag queen, and she has an exhibit at the Hammer, and it's really cool.
Oh my god, she does?
Yeah.
Oh no,
wait,
I
was
did
at
see
the
that
Hammer
actually.
like a week ago.
Isn't it
what the
fucking
hell?
cool? It's cool.
That is cool.
She basically,
cool.
like, her journey, if you are not in a place where you can go to the Hammer, first of all, L.
L.
You don't live in LA?
L.
Hey.
Imagine not going to the art museum for free. But basically, like, her journey was that she was in the art space for a long time before she transitioned, and then when she did, it was, like, she was very, like, much ostracized. And I don't know when exactly this was, it doesn't specifically say. But then, after that, she started doing drag, and she said, basically, that, like, making gowns for drag just felt like making art, which I think is,
which
like...
it is.
Yeah, no, literally, exactly, and it's super cool. And... I think a lot of her work now revolves around, obviously, like, page person, and then this, at the top of this art exhibit, it says, I am a person. That's been, like, her kind of slogan, which probably has something to do with, like, humanizing herself and existing in both drag and, like, gallery art spaces. And I thought it was really cool. I liked seeing it. I liked seeing, like, drag and such, in, like, this, like, gallery space, which I know is probably not usually very historically and probably presently not very an inclusive space. Probably.
Two related points. One, I really like that the Hammer is willing to sort of highlight traditionally undervalued art like this, and I also think that's something the Fowler is really good about. So, like, shout out to UCLA museums.
Honestly, yeah.
And also, good on you for complying with NAGPRA.
With what?
The Native American, like if you stole Native American bones, you have to give them back.
Oh, fuck.
And we're, like, really good about that. And
that's
other
I'm glad.
are not.
That's crazy that they're not.
Imagine not being... Fucking God, okay.
Oh yeah, it's legislation from like 1991.
Jesus Christ.
Like that was when they were like, actually, the bones we stole, maybe that was bad of us.
Bro,
God.
that's fucking insane.
But second of all, back on drag. I think it is really interesting to analyze drag as an art form because I don't think I frequently don't think that's how drag is created. Like, I don't think it's created self-consciously with an artistic intent.
How do you think it is created?
Definitely sometimes it is. But also, it's like...
Commercial?
Yeah, or like for entertainment.
Yeah.
Like,
gotcha. For other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how costuming is also not really seen as an art form, even though that's bullshit.
It's
like
bullshit, seen of as like technical, and you're meeting a criteria, and it's serving a purpose for the story, and it's not like the outfit itself. That's like the art form. Yeah, gotcha.
Which obviously also ties into like the historical undervaluing of functional, especially like textile, which are pieces which are historically associated with like women's craft.
Yeah. That part.
But obviously in that like gay men experience gender transgression, parentheses, have your artwork systemically devalued. But yeah, I think it is really interesting to apply, like, I feel like more of a critical framework to drag, not just as a theory of, like, gender performance, not in the critical sense of performance, like...
Like literal performance.
Like, literally doing... But instead to analyze, like, the technique and artistic decisions that go into creating a specific impact on an audience. Which is, you know, just what visual art does, baby.
That's what it does, baby.
There's a Jose Esteban Munoz article on, like, a specific drag queen. Hold on. I would keep
Can you give me some background on Jose Esteban Munoz, like what he writes about, question mark?
Gay shit.
Brenna's queer futures.
Gay shit.
Okay, just like gay shit.
Yeah.
Just gay shit.
I will find it, don't worry.
Queer Time, right? He wrote about Queer Time?
Yes,
I know
he did write
Queer
about
Time.
Brenna cited the shit out of him in their print article.
The article is called The White to Be Angry, Vaginal Davis's Terrorist Drag, which I recommend checking out if you're interested in analyzing drag as an art form. But yeah, I do agree it's not usually treated that way, so it's cool when it is.
Sweet. Oh, and it's on JSTOR, so if you go to UCLA, you can just, like, read it, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love having access to things.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck yeah.
They should all be free.
They should all be free. It's like, I think there's a bunch of websites for that. They didn't work very well for me. But maybe that's because I wasn't looking. Maybe it's because I wasn't. But it's not the platform that I should have been using for the articles that I was looking for.
Yeah.
Y'all is crazy.
Clearly said yeah.
Yowling on the podcast.
Our furry era in preparation for the print.
In preparation for the print. Wow.
I love to be in my furry era, honestly. For someone who's not a furry, like, boy, do I love to be in my furry era.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
No.
Okay. I see those videos of Therians playing in the most, like, gorgeous nature scenes, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
Slay.
As
they should.
Literally.
Should we wrap up? Sorry, I'm just excited because I want
to
go see
Trixie Mattel, so...
Hopefully.
Yes. No, I believe.
I believe.
I'm channeling.
Manifesting.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts?
Final thought. I know I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but everyone go check out Neon Milk. If you speak Korean, actually. Because they're a YouTube channel, soul, like, collective of, like, Korean drag queens. And it's cool to check out drag queens across the world because they're doing interesting things and the makeup styles are different. It's interesting to see how they reflect, like, Korean makeup versus, like, American drag queens, like,
that is cool.
Obviously reflect, like, more American styles of makeup.
Yeah.
My final thought is, don't underestimate the power of indirect representation, because direct representation and visibility is not necessarily a panacea. Actually, it definitely isn't a panacea.
What's a panacea?
You're like a cure-all. Come on, gang.
Hey! Not all of us read that many books.
JQ2, two big brains.
Yeah, that's right.
You want me to wrap it up? Oh, I thought you might have a final thought.
Oh, not really.
Okay.
Gay people good.
Gay people good.
Trans people good.
Trans people good.
And with that...
Put them together. Make them kiss.
Thank you for watching Speak Out. I have been JQ.
I've been Emma.
And I've been Rainer.
You can follow OutWrite on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the website formerly known as Twitter.
It's gonna be funny every time. It's gonna be funny every time.
You can read our articles at OutWriteNewsmag.com. That's right, spelled WRITE. And remember, gay people, trans people, kiss.
On the mouth.
Kiss. Give him a little smooch.